Hey, good morning. Breaking out the big guns for Sunday morning. Got my good camera that I'm taking to work today. Got the GoPro as well too, just we're gonna need that, I'm sure. All right, it's Sunday morning, it's 7:30 in the morning, maybe 7:45, getting a little bit of a later start than I'd like, but hey, it's Sunday for God's sakes, no pun intended. A lot to share with you guys, so I'm gonna try to do so real quick. I don't want to make this a whole bunch of rambling. First thing I want to do is give you guys an update on my cat, just in case anybody cares. Thank God Aggie is doing a lot better after falling into a bucket of oil. If you missed that, I think I talked about that in the last video. Check that out. Crazy situation there. She's doing a hell of a lot better. Well, update on Aggie. She seems to be doing a lot better. Still got shit on her, but it seems to be clearing up. It's definitely nowhere near as bad as it was. And like I said, we washed her twice and still smells like oil. Just a little bit, but it's hard to get all that shit up off of her. And again, she's doing a hell of a lot better. All right, so Aggie's doing a hell of a lot better. Thank you for anybody who was asking. Next, breaking news. Forgot about this. Yesterday, I would end up selling the play set from the backyard. Hopefully, that thing is completely gone. I had somebody come over there to get it. They brought a truck, they brought tools, they brought some help. They were buying it for their son. Had it listed for $250, they bought it for $200. Now, I would go over there to meet them. It was Saturday afternoon and say, hey, look, I'm not sticking around. Take as long as you need to get this thing out of here. I got a feeling it's going to be a beast. But they got right to work on taking that thing down. And they didn't have, well, the first guy, he didn't have any issue, the guy who was buying it, didn't seem to have any issue with the fact that I wasn't about to help you take that down, nor was I going to offer to do that. Even if I had all the time in the world, hey, man, you're the one buying it. You do it. I don't feel like messing with it, and I'm not trying to be a dick saying that, but that's the truth. So I'm sure we're going to go over here today and the thing is going to be gone. I'm quite confident in that. Like I said, they were already making major headway by the time I left. But what I want to say is a little bit of advice, I guess. If you sell things on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, one thing, and you do it quite frequently, I used to do it a shit ton, especially when we were doing storage units, you learn that, you know, your profile is so important in terms of your rating. You got a star rating on both Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. I've got a 5-star rating, or maybe Facebook Marketplace is like a 4.9. If you got anything under a 5, you know, there's usually people gonna be like, okay, why has this person got less than a 5-star rating? And maybe there's some shit with them. Maybe they're a scammer. Who the hell knows what people would think? Well, a way to avoid getting a potentially bad review, especially if you're worried that somebody might leave you less than 5 stars. For example, hey, I didn't help these people move this thing, and maybe they felt some type of way about it. But a way that you can avoid that bullshit altogether is not let them rate you. And the way that you do this is, if you got something listed and then you sell it and then you mark it as sold, the first thing Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp is going to ask you is, did you sell it to this person? And all you got to do is say nope. And then they're going to say, did you sell it outside of whichever thing you got it listed on? And you say yes. And that kills the ability for the person to be able to rate you. It's not a, you know, I'm not trying to tell you how to get around the situation, but it's a way around the situation if you're worried that somebody may leave you less than 5 stars. But neither here nor there about all of that. Just some friendly advice on a Sunday morning. Another thing. Hey, I learned something yesterday, and ironic AF where I learned it from. Yesterday I was watching This Old House. You know, Bob Vila, Joe Vila, and such. Well, they were talking about electrical. And you know, old houses oftentimes have knob and tubing wiring, armored wire, no grounds. And if your house has no grounds, for example, there was a house that we were looking at previous to buying the house that we live in, that I could tell had old electrical. And the way that I was able to tell that was looking at the outlets and seeing that the outlets only could plug in a 2-prong and not a 3-prong, which meant that there was no ground. That 3rd prong is for your ground. Well, watching This Old House, you know, they talk about, okay, well, what do you do when you only have a 2-prong and you know that your electrical is outdated? They said, well, shit, you update your electrical, and that could be very costly. Or, and folks, this was what I learned yesterday. This is crazy. If you've got 2-prong, knob and tubing, armored wire, no grounds, if you don't have any grounds, the workaround to that, if you don't want to upgrade all of your electrical, is you can insert a GFCI AFCI outlet. You can install, man, if you don't get the fuck off of my ass, God bless it. Like, what do you got, a kilo of dope in your car? Get away from me. Sorry. Joe be getting the rage on the road. Just a little bit. I don't like people riding my ass. And then when they do so, I like to put them on blast. Don't look away, you know I'm filming. Yeah, you do. It's 2021, for God's sake. Everybody's got a camera rolling. If you don't have a ground, if you've only got a positive and a negative, you can put a GFCI, AFCI, which is ground fault circuit interrupter / arc fault circuit interrupter, maybe arc fault. You can use a GFCI, AFCI with no ground, and that will circumvent, I don't know if that's the right word, that will take the place of, that will give you the 3-prong outlet, and it'll protect the electrical because of that GFCI, AFCI thing also. So crazy to think, 2 houses that we've upgraded electrical entirely? Shit, I could have just put GFCIs for every outlet. I wonder how that would actually fly during an inspection though, and how weird that would be. I tell you what, it'd be a hell of a lot cheaper than doing a full electrical upgrade on those 2 previous properties. But whatever. Okay, so there was that. Next thing, because there was one more thing, wasn't there? There was one more. Oh, another breaking news, real quick. Folks, I've just started some social media for Joe Does Stuff, and Instagram. I mean, why not, right? I don't even really use the After Prison Show Instagram, Joe P. Guerrero. I rarely ever post shit there. And most of the time I feel like, because, well, it doesn't really have shit to do with After Prison Show, and that's what I primarily use that Instagram for. I mean, I might put a couple of personal things up there, but most of the time I wouldn't, and hence the fact why I didn't really ever use it. Anyways, Joe Does Stuff, kind of, is the new official Joe Does Stuff Instagram. And if you go on there right now, maybe there's a couple of posts, or maybe there's only one post. But the first post that I posted up there was a video that I saw on TikTok talking about wage slaves, right? Working for somebody, working for a paycheck, becoming stuck, you know, basically just working to survive, paycheck to paycheck, that sort of a thing. And they talked about, it's a very insightful video, you should check it out, and it made me think about a lot of things. And I want to share this with you real quick. First of all, they said that in April there were so many people who quit their jobs to either go work for themselves or just quit their jobs, maybe to go get unemployment, who the hell knows. But if you're a wage slave, meaning you're working for somebody else just to collect a paycheck, like, you know, a meaningless job, waiting for your time to escape, and let's say you do escape and you do become your own boss, like all these people they talked about in April did, well then guess what? You got to hire people. So just because you're no longer a wage slave doesn't mean that you are not a contributing factor to others who are. Whoa, that was kind of deep right there. You know, I catch a lot of flack for the way that I pay people, and, you know, oh, Joe, you're a horrible person, it must be you, yada, yada. I mean, hey, look, at this point, I'm just calling it what it is, and there's no cut cards about it at all. Joe has turned over a new leaf. I am going to absolutely keep it a $1,000 with you, and that's it. You know, some people may not like that. Some people may think that I'm trying to be a tough guy. I'm not. Don't get it misconstrued with the fact that I'm just calling it for what it is. And some people don't like that. But yeah, man, check out the new social media. Joe Does Stuff, kind of. All right, let's get Damon and let's get this day underway. Oh, well, the lighting is a lot better than on the GoPro. All right, All right, so we're just getting over here. We've been over here for a couple of minutes and we're getting ready to get rocking and rolling. First thing to show you guys is, bang, our mud work. Looks pretty good. I don't know if this camera's gonna be as good for the mud work, but yeah, it's working. All right, so we'll sand this down. Most of this is actually dry at this point. Just a couple of corners, still wet, no big deal. Don't feel like fucking with this right this second. Been trying to build out all of that mud right there. Look at my bubbling. I got so much layered mud right there in an effort to try to, well, shit. I can tell you one thing, in person, it doesn't, I guess it does look as crooked. Now that I'm seeing it as crooked on the camera, yeah, it still looks as crooked in person too. We'll get there. All right, countertop is down. What are we doing? So you can see we're starting on the kitchen. And here's what we're doing, folks. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna look straight down the line and make sure that everything is in line. And how we're doing that is we're going down with our trusty rusty level and we're looking at everything. And what you'll notice is we gotta come up now. Damn, camera, focus on something. Yeah, we gotta come up a little bit. So we're gonna start with this guy and we're gonna shimmer up just a little bit. And we'll work our way down the line. So we were looking right here and we're pretty good right there. And that's how we're gonna start this game. Then we're gonna get our laser level set up. We're gonna hit this corner right here so we can see exactly what the straight line is for the end of our countertop. And then we'll cut that off. Yeah, and as we work our way down, we will be shimming to level, and hopefully as we shim to level, we will get rid of that gap right there. Hopefully that's gonna happen. Now, one of two things could happen as we do this. We could begin to level this, and we could end up so far out of whack down here that we're like an inch off of the ground shimmed up. If that's the case, we're gonna abandon the idea completely and try to do something else, which I don't know what that will be yet. Maybe just try to make it look level. I don't necessarily know. Once we get this area squared away in terms of levelness, we'll cut our countertop. We'll have our 45 right there. Then Damon, we're gonna bring the stove in. We need to see the stove in place. That way we know how far this guy's gotta be over here. I think this was a 31-inch opening. Stove's 30 inches. We'll cut that countertop, do the same thing in terms of straightening up the cabinets. And then we're gonna make us a little build out right here. A little this old house build out with nothing but dead space back there. If you're a drug dealer, you could have kilos hidden back there. Hell, I don't know. If you've got warrants for your arrest, you could have an El Chapo tunnel down there. Hell, I don't care. All I know is we've got this dead space that there's not shit that we can do with. And instead of running our countertop straight into the wall like they did last time with a little rat trap opening down there, we're gonna make this shit look special. Yeah, hopefully we will. All right, let's get to trying to level this sucker out and see where we end up. 10 o'clock in the morning, and what have we gotten done? Well, when you see it, it's gonna look like nothing, and bing, this is it. So, hell of a lot of shim game. And yeah, man. Yeah, buddy, this is what we've been working on. So basically what happened was is we started from over here. We got her all leveled, front to back, side to side. Then we got that guy all leveled, front to back, side to side. And then we got to the Lazy Susan in the corner and realized, oh shit, we got a major issue. So what we realized is our worst unevenness in our floor, worst slopage is right back there somewhere. And there's also some slopage back there that's probably not gonna matter for anything. We got over here, and once we got our Lazy Susan leveled, we realized we were off from that to that by like that. By about a ½ inch. I said that was my worst fear when we started this. What we realized is that you gotta start from your worst part of your floor, or your corner maybe, where the Lazy Susan's at, and work out. You can't work into the corner, especially if you got a really, I guess a really uneven floor back there. Yeah, after 2 times of trying to get her all leveled, front to back, side to side, we've got that guy in there, that guy in there. We're getting ready to get to this guy, no big deal. And then also, all the while, trying to keep that line right there. You see it, that shit's perfect. Yeah. And then we'll get this guy in, and then we're gonna put the countertop on, make sure it looks good, feels good. We are off a little bit still with the window, but when the countertop's on, hey, it is what it is. Sink will be level, sink will be centered right there, and hopefully that'll compensate for this, you know? So there's that. Kind of a pain in the ass, I gotta be honest. It's not an easy thing trying to do these kitchen installs, especially when you're working with relatively uneven floors, or where you know you've got some uneven flooring at. So there's, you know, the shim game. Not only did we run through 3 packs of shims thus far, we had to make some more shims. So we made some more shims right there, yeah. Manufactured those suckers right there. Got a shit ton of shims right there on the floor as well. Oh, Joe, you don't need that many shims, and if you do, you're doing it wrong. Well, we're doing it the way that it's gonna work for us. Never have secured a Lazy Susan to the wall before. How you go about doing that? Thinking about putting some 2x4 support back here, 2x4 support back here somewhere. Watch out for the electrical, and yeah. And then we've got to secure these cabinets together. How you do that? I'm guessing through. The only way is through. Like a buddy of mine I was locked up with, whose tattoo said. I told him when I saw that tattoo, that's the stupidest, silliest tattoo I've ever seen. The only way is through. You know, dudes in prison, they get all sorts of crazy sayings tattooed on them. Well, guess what? That saying actually makes perfect sense right now. So Lecky, yeah, he was on to something with that tattoo. Also, somebody had made a comment about my doorway and said, Joe, why don't you just, you know, box this out, that way, you know, it doesn't look all funky right there. Not a bad idea, didn't even think of that. So potentially could do that. We'll see. But the fact of the matter is, kitchen 30, it's coming together. Once we get this last cabinet secured, or last cabinet leveled out with these guys, because when we started from the corner, go ahead and throw a level on this money. Oh shit, I can't see. I forgot I don't got the GoPro. All right, so we're level right there. Yeah, you see it. And then front to back, we had a little bit of an issue with this. So you can see we're just a smidgen needing to come down. Wait, am I going the right way? Needing to come up, but every time we do that, it throws something else off. So when we put the countertop on, we will correct that. But this, folks, is what we're going for right here. This perfectness, it's perfect. It just needs to be scooted together a little bit more. Also, another thing that really screwed me up with this, we're trying to level from here to here, right? And even though that's level, that money's right there, it's pretty level. This is not the same as this. This is the difference. And I didn't even realize that at first. I was like, oh shit, look at that. That sticks up a little bit and that doesn't. So, what the hell? And if you look at it right there, you can see there's a difference, but that's because that doesn't matter. Hey, look, I don't know if I've told you guys or not, but I am a Class A contractor, and boy, I can't wait to finish this house, move on to the next house, and then, what else? Oh yeah, and then go do work for other folks. Go tackle bigger, better jobs, huge jobs. Fancy jobs, nice jobs. Let me make your property worth the max. You know what I mean? Because if you're paying me and I'm making money, well shit, I want to see you make money too as well. Can you imagine Joe does stuff going out to different job sites? Felonious muscle contractors in the house. Yeah, man, super proud of this work that we're putting in. I know it doesn't look like much, but let the shims on the ground and all the shims under the cabinet let y'all know we be working, boss. Damon! Yeah. You ready? Yep. God damn, man, I'm about to start taking out time for cigarette breaks, man. If you add up all the cigarette breaks in a day, shit, that's an hour lunch.
I'm taking lunch.
Oh, well, that's right. Smoke cancer. Forget lunch. New Joe Does Stuff merch coming soon. Smoke cancer, forget lunch. All right, let's get this last one going. All right, folks, don't get no better than that. So boom, there is what we've done right there. Just to show you how perfect we are, because that's what I do. I do perfect work, Class A Joe. And you can, and with Damon as well. We're like Batman and Robin in this bitch. And we've got our tape line because we're getting ready to have to jig off. We're gonna do a little jig real quick. And we're gonna jig off the end of this countertop. Now, anytime you're cutting laminate, you wanna use what I recommend, a brand new jigsaw blade, a steady hand, and you definitely wanna painter's tape it. That way you don't jack anything up. So boom, we got it taped. And you can see our line running across our kitchen just to see how perfect we are. We are super perfect. Perfect every time. Fucking around. And our microwave fits in there real good too. So good deal, man. We are in there, boy. What do you think? Huh?
Our microwave?
I mean, yeah. Thank you, Damon. Our microwave right there. Yeah, dishwasher. All right, let's get ready to mark our line. And then we're gonna go outside and cut this money. Steady hands, steadiest hands of the steady hands is what it's gonna entail with brand new jigsaw blades, which we've got. Let's make it happen. All right, we are running on borrowed time because we're only gonna work a half a day over here today. It's Sunday, it's the Lord's Day, so ain't no sense in working. I'm about to show you my fuck up, but before I do that, let me show you what looks good. So bang, we got that piece in there. We made that cut. And if we're gonna look at level, this should matter absolutely none. It is level right there. And the reason it should matter none, well, I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let me show you my fuck up. So I was making my cut. My cut was so perfect, super perfect. And then all of a sudden, bang. Boy, Joe, that's about 1/4 of an inch. What the fuck? Your line didn't go there. It didn't. My line is the outside of, well, the outside of that. So what happened was, as I was cutting it, the tape was curling up. I couldn't see my line, the sawdust, yada, yada. And we made a boo-boo. Now I was getting ready to file that money down and try to fix that. But there's such a thing, at least I believe, as doing too much and making the situation even worse. Now, I could have freaked out. I wanted to freak out. I was mad as a bitch. I had just got done using my clean wood blade, brand new, right out the pack. When I decided to look at this a little more thoroughly, let me check it out and see what we got. So, we put our end piece on. Right here. Damon, come hold this thing real quick so we can see that. So we put the end piece on right there, and you see it. I mean, it's a fuck up. You know, it's you know, we could have sanded it down, and then we'd have this nice little, you know, this nice little wave in it. But I got a better idea, and the idea is, fuck it. We're gonna fill that with wood putty, and we'll fix it. We'll fix it. You'll never even know there was an issue there. At least I hope you won't. By the time it's all said and done. Now, you probably will with that little boom, boom, but hopefully it's not very noticeable. We're not gonna worry about that real quick. And also real quick, I was talking about being level, but that shouldn't matter any because we're just hanging off the back wall. Which, speaking of which, since we're on the back wall, what's that do for us? Level. Yee, so backside can come up, backside can come down, front side can come up, or backside can go down, and that'll just correct that. Good deal. So at least we got the first run of countertop. Yeah, man, with them perfectly aligned bottoms right there. People keep saying, Joe, you should do the top first. We're not a professional kitchen company. You know, I gotta see it from the bottom up. We gotta build it from the ground up like a house.
Traditional around here.
Yeah, man. Forget that. You put your bottoms in and your countertop on. That way you can stand on the countertop to do your uppers. It just makes a lot more sense to me. I mean, if you ask me. All right, let's go ahead and secure these jimmies. And yeah, that'll probably be it for today. We didn't get the whole thing in, but hey, we got through this much of it and it wasn't too bad of a shit show.
Nobody got cussed out.
Nobody got cussed out, even when Joe made the worst cut ever. Yeah, man. Hey, I ain't working for less than $25 an hour. Yeah, I know that's right. You'll have jack legs like myself saying shit like that. Just a little bit of sweat. Just a little bit of sweat on a Sunday morning. Ain't nothing like it. All right, we'll show you a little bit in just a minute. Maybe I already did just show it to you. Let me show you this and then tell you about some interesting stuff. So, bing. We've secured these cabinets, or we've secured that, we've secured that, we've secured that. Look at my little build that I made for my Lazy Susan. Don't mind those brad nails right there. Trust me, we got 1,000 brad nails in it. It's good. We're gonna secure these guys together with screws, and we've got good screws going for our bottoms. So we're real secure. We're real secure. So boom, we're moving on. There she be, boy. Oh, look at that damn, well, what is that? Well, we got the GE gas range right there. It's got the skillet, whatever you call that thing, the girdle. I can't remember what it was called. Some little middle burner thing. Real nice, real nice. Probably works better than my gas range at my house. And then boom, we're coming over closer with that cabinet, and then that guy's gonna be way over here, which means we're gonna have a nice little end piece that goes right there. All right, so that we're probably not even gonna get to that today, because again, it's already almost midway through Sunday. It's almost noon. Let's get ready to get out of here. So I want to share something with you guys real quick. Let me go ahead and shut the front door before I'm talking so loud that everybody can hear me. This isn't for everybody. Unless they watch these videos, well then I guess it is. So we're minding ours, we're doing our work, and I see this man and this woman walking by looking so hard up inside of the house. The front door's open. I don't mind neighbors coming by checking out what we're doing. That's not an issue, but I don't recognize these folks. Damn it, Damon. I don't recognize these folks, so they're looking super hard. I almost want to go shut the door like, you know, Damon has done. Yeah, because, like I said, I don't know who they are. So the guy comes and he's like, hey, excuse me. He said, you flipping this? I said, yeah, I am. And I already know what it is. I already know it's another flipper, right? So I said, yeah, I am. He said, oh, okay, well, you know anything about that house right there? The house right next door where the We Buy Houses people were at, and the homeowner woman, she's over there right now. I said, no. I said, I'll tell you what, it's of no interest to me at all because it ain't got no HVAC. I said, I don't even want to mess with that. The dude was like, oh, I've got an account for that. Oh, okay. Okay, good deal. Well, shit, then it's good for you. And he says, but you're right. She wants $209 for the house. $209. I don't know anything about the house. They tell me it's relatively nice inside of it, so if it doesn't need a full flip, well, go get the damn thing, right? But I don't want to give you no information about what I'm doing, okay? The fact that I got mine for $150, and the fact that after 30 grand, I'm trying to sell this bitch for $265. So where I'm going with that conversation is this. I feel like I've been doing really good finding houses in ideal situations. When I got the first 2 flip houses on the same street, there was a lot of flipping that started to take place either around the same time or definitely shortly after, or maybe even a little bit before me. I got in on a really good street, and that whole street and the street right next to it and this other street has definitely been flipped quite a bit. Well, out here, when I got this, there wasn't a whole hell of a lot of shit going on. There was one other house with some shit work that was done, and then there was this. Well, it seems like We Buy Houses is coming out here. This man and this woman are coming out here. Yo, the flippers, they're starting to come. Which to me, hey, it ain't no big deal. It's no competition to me because one, I can't afford to go get multiple houses. I don't know what their pockets are like. I probably should be nicer to people. Hell, it could have been, you know, we could have JV'd something. We could have joint ventured something, which is never going to happen. Only a couple people that I'll even allow to come into a house with me. One being my pops, the other being Connor, if he ever wanted to do so. And then, yeah, not many people I want to joint venture with. But I'm not mad that they're looking at the house. I'm not mad that they're, you know, interested in what I'm doing over here at all. You know, whatever. What they're looking at bothers me none. But I'll tell you this. I feel like I'm going to set the bar in this neighborhood. There was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that they wanted $280 for. It was a flip. I heard it was some guy from New Jersey who did the work. Nothing against nobody from New Jersey, just like nothing against nobody from New York. When I made that comment about Brian number 9 saying that was some New York shit, no disrespect. But that house, they listed for $280,000 and they just got it under contract for $235 because the work inside of it is shit. It's shit work. This house is one bedroom smaller potentially. This is really a 4-bedroom. It's really a 4-bedroom house. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Square footage, it might be 200 square feet less than that house was. But I'm trying to get the whole thing, you know, or close to the 265. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that over the course of this last week, you smell that? This area is starting to simmer a little bit. And I'm a big part of why. Because especially when I set the bar with the price tag on this thing, I'll give you some comparables. When they ask me about comparables, I've got a couple. And I promise you, not one is going to be that house, that 4.2, that they dropped the price by $50,000. Okay? When you got to drop the price by $50,000, there's a problem. So, there's that. Real quick, we're getting ready to wrap it up, getting back to all of this. So we're good to go here. We cut our countertop. We made that mistake on the countertop. I did that. We'll hopefully be able to fix that. And, you know, speaking of bad work, don't let that be mistakes are going to happen. You know, you shouldn't never make mistakes when you're cutting countertop. That's the one time you don't ever want to make mistakes. I made one, and hopefully I'll be able to correct it. I'll show you what it looks like after we make the repair on it as well. Tomorrow we'll be ready to do some sanding in here. We'll hit that butt joint one more time. That's it. Oh shit, my battery's about to die. And yeah, tomorrow starts month number 3. Let's get it, folks. Have a great one, and I'll talk with you soon. Boy, some days I'll be feeling like Tony Soprano out this piece. God, we look amazing. My beautiful wife. We're going to a real fancy dinner. We're going to Capo Capo, an Italian steakhouse. You gotta have a good Italian steakhouse near you, right? Huh?
That's right.
The soon-to-be power couple.
Soon to be. Boy.
Oh yeah, this is the place right here. Boy, look at the wine glasses. All right, let's go check this money out.
Correct.
Gosh almighty, look at that. Boy, look at that, the New York strip right there. We got the sausage penny right there.
Penny?
We got the veggies, the linguine. We got the ribeye right there. You already know.
The side salad's not good though.
Yeah.
I don't know what that joint is right there, but that cream cheese.